어. 시원해. 어. 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 시원해. 아우 시원해. 아우 좋아.
Whoa, Sam, it's me. Sorry, didn't mean to startle you.
Where am I?
Back east of the tar belt. Your private room. You have Amelie to thank for that.
Where is she?
We don't know.
She didn't head back east?
No, but after she saw to you, she contacted HQ and left us a message.
Saying what?
I'm going to finish what Bridget started. Just that, and then... gone.
Bridget. I saw Bridget on the beach.
Sam, please. You yourself burned her body, remember? She wouldn't have remained on the beach. Couldn't have. Not even if it was her daughter's beach.
Check the logs. You've got them, don't you?
Sorry, we didn't get any of it. The only record we have is the one in your head. What else do you remember?
That guy was there too. Cliff. He took Die Hardman hostage.
The director?
That part you believe?
Well, it would explain why we haven't heard from him for so long. I always suspected him. But now I'm starting to piece together.
얘 뭐야 갑자기? 초능력을 어떻게 써?
Something's been bothering me, you see. We've been operating on the assumption that Higgs was controlling Cliff. But that can't possibly be correct. Because Higgs is gone, and Cliff is still causing trouble.
You think Cliff is the mastermind?
Yes. He's likely holding Amelie and the director captive on the beach.
And that's where I'm going.
없어.
Wait a minute. Where's Fragile?
She's safe here with us. But so long as you're over there, she won't be able to send you to the beach.
What?
You must understand, Sam. While you were unconscious, the situation changed quite a bit. We'll explain everything, I promise. But first, you should rest. All right?
Fuck rest. I'm going back to that beach.
And little Lou doesn't need a break either, I take it?
루 때문에 쉬네.
Sam, you helped us extend the chiral network from coast to coast. And you dealt with Higgs, the UCA's enemy number one. We couldn't have come this far without you. But there is still one final step. We have to swear in a new president and establish a functioning government. Only then will America be whole again.
Why don't you save that shit for someone who cares? I've done my part. Fuck America. We've got bigger problems now.
I hear you, Sam. Government is the least
얘는 또
of our
뭐야?
concerns at this point. Cliff has Amelie, which means there may not be anything left to govern come tomorrow, if tomorrow comes at all.
Then why aren't we out there doing something about it? I don't care what she is, only that we get her back.
Right you are. Rescuing Amelie and averting the sixth extinction are one and the same, but neither will be possible unless you first come back east. We are in no position to give you orders, of course, but believe me when I say it is the only way.
왜 또 이래 또?
Sam, everyone's here but you.
Fragile transported us back to headquarters.
You okay?
Never been better.
뭐야 이거 또?
Delivering so many people in such a short amount of time is new.
Mama. No, Lochner.
Yeah, I'm here too. Figured I should lend a hand.
We're all waiting for you, Sam.
No way in hell am I hauling myself all the way back there. Come on, Fragile. Let's do this.
I can't, Sam. And not just because I'm a wreck. It isn't safe to use the beaches to move people anymore.
Chiral spikes have become far more frequent, possibly as a result of expanding the network nationwide. Too many beaches sharing the same space, wires get crossed, and so forth. You can see the toll it's taking on the network itself.
With things the way they are, it's too dangerous to risk jumping through a beach. Even if I reach a beach, there's no telling where I'll come out on the other side. And I could get stuck in there. That's why I can't go to you either. But if I could get to the entrance of the beach, I should be able to get you there.
The beaches are still there after all. I can personally attest to that.
So yeah, you will need to hold yourself all the way back here. But once you have, I promise I'll take you to Amelie. Straight to her beach.
The two of you share a very special connection. Your dreamcatcher, her kipu. They are no mere trinkets. They are singular, irreplaceable totems, embodiments of your shared memories. Two sides of a coin. The price of entry to her beach. Dreamcatchers are a product of Native American tradition, that of the Ojibwe people, to be precise. They were said to ward off nightmares, to alter one's dreams. If Dooms is indeed Amelie's gift to us, her shared dream of our future, perhaps your totem is an invitation to change it, a test, challenging you to find hope amid their hopelessness. While we await your return, I'll search the beach for Amelie and the director. I doubt my ties to them are strong enough, but better that than sitting around doing nothing.
I'll see if I can't find something in the records on the three of them. Maybe they're more connected than we know.
We're waiting for you. The way home should be easier, right? Hurry back east. You already know the way. And when you get here... Oh,
단백질요. 씨 옆에 때.
Finders keepers. Now, get out of there and make sure you head east towards Lake Knot City. There's no cargo to deliver this time. Or rather, you're the cargo. That's the mission.
결국 처음에 있던 마을까지 가야 되네. 다시. 아 이게 끝이 아니었어? 젠장할. 뭐야? 이거 대통령이잖아. 오, 그 투명이네. 여긴 또 어디요? 뭐 여기 왔냐 나? 아무것도 없는데 와 이거 그냥 답이 안 나오는구만? 연결된 거 있냐 여기서? 없지? 어딨냐? 400m? 오케이. 오 왔다 여기 있다. 아이 야 왜 저거 연결 안 돼? 아 젠장할. 아 저기 연결 안 돼 있네. 짚라이프까지만 가자 빨리 올라가서. 이게 저 위였나? 저기가 맞나?
Sam, do you copy? I've been looking into Clifford Unger and wanted to share my thoughts. To recap, Unger was a U.S. Special Forces operative whose retirement roughly coincided with the Death Stranding. After he left the service, he somehow became involved in the early BB experiments. However, he died before they ended. Now, while the circumstances surrounding his death are not entirely clear, I'm beginning to suspect that these battlefields of his are at least partially sustained by his enduring emotional attachments. Anger, resentment, regret. I'm pretty sure it's got something to do with the BB experiments. That much seems clear given his repeated attempts to steal Lou. Cliff seems to be driven by a compulsion to reclaim our BB, as if that will make him whole again. A compulsion so powerful that he was not only able to drag himself from the depths of hell, but bring a piece of that hell along with him. One thing's for sure, he's nothing like a BT. We need to know the whole story about his death and his connection to the BB experiments. I'll keep digging and let you know what I find, Sam.
결국은 다른 존재니까 BB를 지금 조심해야 돼. BB를 뺏기니까 저기를 가야 되니까. 쟨 또 뭐야? 넌 뭐냐? 가자. 아, 있어? 아씨, 뭐야 이거. 와, 나 이거 와 조졌다. 없는데? 이거는 PT 어쩔 수 없다. 지금 왜 갑자기 얘들이 튀어나와? 왜? 아니 갑자기 왜 쟤들이 튀어나와? 미친. 다 왔어, 다 왔어, 다 왔어, 다 왔어. 와, 드디어 여기까지 왔다. 가자.
Sam, you're not going to believe what I found. It's about the BB experiments, their true purpose. According to official records, they were continued in secret on the order, supposedly with the primary objective of developing any advancements that could be applied to the fields of chiral communication. But it turns out, that's just a cover story. The truth is, Sam, BBs were originally conceived as catalysts for... They're integrated into the infrastructure of not cities for that very reason. Every single one you've brought into the fold. It was probably Amelie herself who installed them as she moved west with the first expedition, carrying out her mother's grand plan, making presidents, also America, could be whole again. But I'm starting to wonder if it didn't cost her her soul. The chiral network is our greatest creation, our proudest achievement. I don't know how to... Maybe if we knew more about Cliff and the BB experiment, I'll be in touch.
역시 오토바이가 빨라. 뭐야 또? 왜?
Hey Sam, I see you're coming up on... Stay strong. We're all... By the way, it seems that Clifford Unger willingly put his own child in the care of the son. But he did so... This is pure speculation. But And after he failed, in which case, he would have every reason to bear a grudge, but just because presidents... No, I think he reached towards... And now, why else would Cliff... There's no time to lose. Though there must be more to their relationship.
알았어, 알았어. 나 우선 빨리 갈게. 좀 제발. 빨리 가고 있잖아 지금. 열심히 가고 있다고 지금. 아, 또 BTI BB 아빠랑 싸워야 돼?
Got a moment, Sam? So there's no way he could have made the jump to... Well, I looked. The network should have contained something, and his entire life prior, his name, his past, there's no telling who, which led me to consider another. What if it isn't the director and Amal? And what if it's those? But even if...
말 좀 그만해 이 자식아.
Hartman here. That, I guess, albeit somehow with the aid of the chiral, should bring now.
알았어, 알았어.
they
빨리
do
넘겨.
not- But what if there were and what if the beach in question, Cliff may have summoned to
자소한
explain
말은 짜리 가.
it's which
If Hartman's right, you've got to stop him, Sam. You've got to get in.
니들이 날 점프 못하게 하잖아 이 양반들아. 또 시작해서 또. 고래도 날라가, 없는 고래도 날라가고 막 새우랑 아니 꽃게랑 물고기랑 다 날라댕겨.
I found out I was gonna be a father. I was so scared. Scared of what it would mean. I had to be there for you, and your mom, no matter what. I couldn't just go off and get myself killed anymore. Couldn't leave you all alone. I had it all wrong. All wrong. Being a father didn't make me scared. It made me brave. Sorry it took me so long. Don't make the same mistake. Be yourself. Be free.
Captain, I need you to hand it over.
Shoot him, John. Shoot him! I gave you an order. Shoot him!
왔구나 또 여기. 또 공포게임이다. 또 공게임 나왔다. 공게임 나왔어. 이번에 헬기 타고 와? 이번에 또 얘가 마스크 쓰고 나왔네? 아 진짜 간지는 작살나 진짜. 와 개간지 개간지. 또 담배 안 피네? 오 개간지 진짜. M16 아니야 저거. 에미사고랑. 지하 투경이다 이제. 11장 에피소드. 와 간지는 진짜 좋아. 개간지 개간지 진짜. 또 내지. 내지. 씨, 눈앞에 헬기가 오늘 날리네. 와, 와, 헬기를 쏘는 거 봐라. 씨, 개간지야. 씨, 졸라 무서워. 오, 쉣. 그만 이제 나타날 때 되지 않았냐? 드디어 왔다. 간지팀과 싸움. 이 장면은 매번 똑같은 것 같아. 철조망 그물 쳐가지고 저기 누워있다가 나오는 거. 아닌가 이번에? 특전사야 뭐야 씨. 와 씨. 개멋있게 나오네. 결국 처음에 담배 피고 여기서 담배 피네. 뭐 갑자기 처음에 애들은 무장 안 좋더니 갑자기 왜 무장이 좋아졌어 애들이? 뭐야? 우와 씨. 뭐냐 임팩트 진짜. 누가 보면 공포게임인 줄 알겠어 이거. 임팩트 작살나네 진짜.
Where are you, baby?
꺼져! 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 꺼지세요. 꺼지시고. 나 유탄맨이야. 나 유탄맨이에요 님들. 고인물이야. 거기서 쏘고 있어 왜. 야 이제 정리할 때 됐다. 우리의 인연을 정리하자. 정리할 때가 됐다. 너랑 나랑 이제. 또 끌어안아야지. 오.
Baby, we're getting out of here. I promise. Give me back my baby.
Are you clear of hunger?
Who are you?
Are you the father?
알아봐. 기억을 공유하니까.
They told me your name was Sam Porter. But you were Sam Bridges. My bridge to the future. Sam, you bring people together. You're their bridge to the future. Come on, Sam. Stand up.
뭐야 갑자기? 죽일 듯 하더니 갑자기 군번줄을 목에 걸어준다고? 뭐야 왜 다시 또 돌려줘? 왜? 이제 또 끌어안아야지 또. 이번엔 포근하게 안네? 왜? 뭐야?
Take BB and get out of this place. There's nothing I can do for your wife. I'm sorry. Now, if she orders me to do something, I have to do it. I have to. But I served under you first. And your family doesn't deserve this. Any of this.
Why are you helping me? If they catch you.
Because you saved my life, sir. Again and again. When the brass sent us into the jaws of hell, it was you that brought us home.
뭐 알러지 때문에 우는 거야? 뭐야? 왜 0%야?
Sam, are you okay? I reviewed your logs. It looks like you were caught in a supercell and emerged an instant later on the other side of Ground Zero. Not far from Port Knot City.
How'd I wind up here then?
Remember Victor? He found you lying unconscious by the harbor and brought you inside.
I think Cliff might be Lou's father. He said, give me back my BB.
Impossible. Cliff was born...
He gave me this. Maybe he's trying to tell us something. Something about the BBs, maybe. About how they were made. It didn't feel like he was trying to hurt us. It felt like he just wanted to talk.
But you said you saw him holding the director captive on the beach.
Yeah. They must have some history we don't know about. Them and Bridget.
Funny you should say that. I've got something you should see. Found it in the archives while I was digging around. It's a pre-recorded message from the director labeled, "If I don't come back."
All right. This message is insurance. In case something happens to me. For Bridget's eyes only. And I sure as hell hope that's who's watching. I got a little present from Emily. Said she'd take me to the beach if I wanted. But I'd need this doll to show me the way. It's a trap. It has to be. But I've decided to play along. You've all been playing along too, haven't you? You know this mask hides more than just my face. Well, Emily's a blank slate too. No past, no record she ever existed. She's a ghost. And the thing about ghosts, I never met Emily in person. Have you? Ever seen her in the flesh, shook her hand, touched her? The original team we sent was divided into two groups. Emily was with the first. Mama and Hartman were with the second. They had no direct contact with her.
Yes. Amelie's group was wiped out in Edge Knot City. Everyone but her. Everyone who could say whether or not she exists.
Bullshit. She's real. We've touched, all right? She and I both.
Well, I've only ever interacted with her hologram.
I'm telling you, I've met her. In person. Lots of times when I was little.
Yes, but on the beach.
Here's what the president had to say about her daughter. Emily was born on the beach. There her Ka remained, though her Ha came to this world. This division of body and soul forced her to spend most of her childhood in the hospital. But though her health was poor, her Doom's numbers were off the charts. Her supernatural talents blossomed as she grew older and overcame her limitations. But by the time she was 20, she could travel to and from the beach, body and all. And that's where she started spending all of her time. Now, if you wanted to get in touch with Emily, it was via hologram or nothing. The president insisted on that. I swore an oath to the president and to America. As far as I was concerned, her word was law. So when she said Amelie was her daughter and the best candidate to succeed her, I believed it. But when the archives were restored, I couldn't resist testing out my access privileges. And that's how I found out Bridget was diagnosed with uterine cancer in her 20s and couldn't have children. You see, doesn't add up, does it? There's no way Amelie could be Bridget's biological daughter. So where'd she come from? Who is she? Is she even real? How can we be sure that Amelie is an extinction entity when we don't even know if Amelie is Amelie? Hell, for all I know, the EE theory might be bullshit. But if it's not, if she's the cause of the Death Stranding, then I have to accept her invitation. I've loaded my gun with hermetic rounds. Sam's blood. It connects my gun to her, to me, to him, all of us. Which means I should be able to take it with me to the beach. I'm gonna stop what she started by stopping her. One last confession. I'm just a man. No powers, nothing special. Don't have dooms, I can't repatriate like Sam either. Don't know the first thing about dying, I never tried it. Yeah. I've been to hell. Every single battlefield was hell. But no matter how terrible it got, I never died. Because all I ever did was run from death. Well, I gotta go. She's calling for me. Bridges, don't let me down.
이거 에피소드가 몇 가지 있는 거야?
After he recorded this, the director jumped to the beach. Or rather, Amelie summoned him there.
He had a gun to Bridget when I saw him. Then Cliff showed up, took him away.
I thought he went to the beach to confront Amelie.
Yeah, she was there too. She was the one who got me out.
It's so obvious to me now. I can't believe I didn't see it sooner. It was Amelie who...
What happened?
The chiral network dropped out. According to Lakna, it won't be long before it's completely unusable.
So all our hard work was for nothing.
Let me finish what I was saying, Sam.
I'll tell him.
Fragile. You look like shit. You should be resting.
I know. I need to tell you something. I had a little chat with Higgs back on the beach. Didn't take much to make him talk.
You say why he betrayed you?
He said it was part of her plan.
What?
She was their leader. The terrorist voidouts, the whole extinction agenda, animals behind it all.
Like how
완전
I
반전인데?
know you don't want to believe it, but it lines up with what Die Hard Man said. Higgs turned on me after he met Amelie. At first, he was looking to expand his territory, and I had a power he could use. At least, that's how he ended up working with me. He was no terrorist. He just wanted to reach more people. But then she shows up with abilities that put mine to shame. Hell, she could even control BTs. So Higgs decides to go with her. And that's when she turned him into her agent of extinction.
Amelie gave Higgs his power?
Yep, she made him her homo demons.
What about Bridget? You care to tell me what she was doing on the beach? You got an answer for that too?
I know it's a lot to swallow. But Higgs said himself that Amelie is an extinction entity. I looked inside his pod, and there was no BB in there. take a good look at what was. It's the same doll Die Hard Man had. This is their bridge baby. There's this idea that the terrorists brought back BB tech and Bridges was just following suit. It's garbage. Their methods and yours are completely different. Your BB links you to the world of the dead. Their doll links them to Amelie and her beach.
You know who else had dolls like this? Cliff. He was carrying them on the battlefields. Cliff, Higgs, the director. All three of them were drawn in and controlled by this extinction entity. And who is this EE really? Is it Bridget? Is it Amelie?
All I can say is that the answers are on the beach. What she wants and why.
If we get to the bottom of that, then maybe we can still avert the last stranding.
You've got to find her, Sam.
Whoever she really is.
She's waiting for you on the beach. Hurry back east.
드디어 마지막 구간이 왔구만 이제.
You know what day it is today, baby? Today would be a very special day if your mommy hadn't. You're not born yet. But the more candles, the merrier, right? Soon it'll be time for you to come out into the real world. I promise. And then we can have a real party. Well, happy birthday.
자, 갑시다.
Sam, check the terminal for available orders.
아이, 뭔 소리야 이건 또. 아, 이건 또 뭐야? 몇 가지 하는데. 뭐냐? 뭐야? 아이, 미친, 저걸 어떻게 잡어? 너 뭐야 갑자기? 아, 나 주방껏. 아, 저거는 이걸 될라나 모르겠네. 야, 이거 완전 세발의 핀데 이거. 아, 건물만 붙지 말아라 제발. 건물 부시면 귀찮아진다. 와, 이제 저거 달았어? 조졌다 이거. 아, 뭐야 이거. 이거 가능해? 야이, 죽어 이 미친놈아. 좀 제발 좀. 탄막 슈팅이야 이거? 제발 좀만 죽어. 좀만 더. 제발 얼마 안 남았다. 진짜 조금밖에 안 남았다. 잡았나요? 잡았나요? 잡았나? 아, 잡았다. 야, 이 거지 같은 놈아, 꺼져버려. 이씨, 고래. 와, 너무 빡세다 이거 잡기가. 아니, 아, 너무 빡센 거 아니야 저건? 아씨, 무기도 얼마 없는데. 와, 그래 잡았다 어떻게든. 와.
Yes, you did it, Sam. Oh, I could kiss you, you sweet son of a bitch. I thought it was all over.
조용히 해, 자식아. 존나 개빡칠게. 고생했다 고생했어. 드디어 왔다. 야, 멀리 왔다 진짜. 엄청 멀리 왔다.
Thank heavens you made it. Fragile's been in a coma for a while now. But with all these cryptobiotes you brought, we should be able to bring her round. And with any luck, it'll only take a few more to get her back on her feet. You did well, Sam.
너무 힘든 거 아니야? 동기가 10% 증가했네? 어쩔 수 없다. 계속 뚜까 맞는디 어떻게 저거를.
Sam.
You're back. It must have been one hell of a journey, especially on your own. But now the whole team is together again.
The whole team? Die Hardman too?
Too much traveling to and from beaches in such a short span. Chiral matter contaminated her cells, effectively causing jet lag on a molecular level. Because of that, her homeostatic mechanisms were shaken. Don't worry, she's not in any danger, but she needs some rest.
So where's the director?
He's being looked after in another room. Bridges personnel found him lying outside the isolation ward, similar to when you came back from Cliff's Beach. Even after decontamination, she needed more and more time to recover.
단백질력.
Sam, you made it.
단백질력.
Hungry.
Thanks. Looks like you need me after all. Who'd have thought?
얼굴 빼고는 다 노화가 이루어져가지고.
Anyway, clock's ticking. Am I right? Sam's here. The great deliverer. The only one who can reach Amelie's beach.
눈 밑에 다크서클 봐라.
You're in no condition to do this. It's not fair to you or Sam.
In my own search for Amelie's beach, I have come to realize something extraordinary. If beaches were likened to a multiverse, hers would appear to exist on a higher plane than ours. I can walk the beaches of others, but hers is beyond my reach. It's invisible, inaccessible, even to fragile, I fear. Imagine it as a circulatory system, if you will. Each of our beaches is a single capillary, but Amelie's beach is the heart that pumps blood to the rest of us. Capillaries are subordinate to the greater whole, a whole governed by the heart, which gives direction, which dictates flow, which dictates everything, controls everything. Don't you see? She is in control. You may be able to travel against the flow and reach her, but having done so, if she does not wish to let you go, if she wishes to keep you, she can.
Fragile and Die Hardman broke free from her beach, didn't they?
I don't think it was any different from what happened to you. I didn't get out because I wanted to. I was forced out, repatriated, if you will, by her.
Forced out? Why?
This is only a theory, but she wants you to go to her. That's her final wish, don't you think?
So that's it, huh? Amelie's the EE, and this is her endgame. Just so we're clear, if I want to stop the last Stranding and come back in one piece, I need to go to her beach and talk her out of it. That about right?
Correct. As cliche as it sounds, you're our only hope. Though quite frankly, I doubt even you can change her mind.
If you can't make her see reason, you'll have to kill her. And if you kill her...
You'll save the world, but you'll be stranded outside of it. Forever.
Might as well make it official then. You ready to deliver the package? I'll talk to her. Maybe she'll listen. But with the shape the world's in, it'll only be delaying the inevitable. Still, if it buys us time to try and build something better, a new lease on life, at least for a little bit, well, I can think of one woman who made the most of a chance like that. Nothing lasts forever, not even the world. But we gotta keep it going as long as we can, right? Patch the holes, change the parts, all that. So we can say we had a good run, that we lived.
Thought you didn't like having to handle things with care.
'Cause it was hard enough keeping my own shit together. Back when we met at the cave, the only thing I cared about was making it to the next sunrise. Sure as hell didn't care about America or the future. I was living a lie, hung up on past regrets. I was broken. But somewhere along the way, I started changing. Started meeting people that made me think that maybe it wasn't all bad. People that put their faith in tomorrow, and in me. That kept the lights on, and waited for hope to arrive. So I gotta deliver, for their sake.
Even if it means you never come back?
Fucked if I do, fucked if I don't, right? Take care of Lou.
I will.
Couldn't find a working still mother east of Port Knot City. Kid's done enough. No more.
All right. I'll do my best to nurse our little one back to health.
자, 드디어 라투 구간이다. 드디어. 이제 만져도 뭐라 아무 말 안 해. 여자가 키가 크긴 크구나.
Okay, concentrate. Help me look for Emily. Reach for her, Sam. Feel her. I know you love her. You love her. There.
저 우산 참 신기하다, 진짜. 저거를 쓰면 무조건 저렇게 되네. 자, 왔습니다. 이 여자가 이 구역의 대빵이었지. 모든 내막의 대빵. 네가 일 사고 치고. 뭐야? 왜 갑자기 애기가 됐노?
You wanna go home? Let's go home. It's okay. I know the way.
야, 애기를 물속에 넣으면 어떡해? 뭐야?
London Bridge is falling down,
왔구나.
falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady.
The last stranding has already begun.
야, 엄마잖아.
Amelie?
You're too late. What took you so long?
Your voice.
You still don't know who I am, do you?
Who are you?
어이, 쉣.
Sam. I knew you'd come back. Sam, listen to me.
깜짝아, 씨.
Sam.
I'll be waiting for you on the beach.
뭐지?
I've been waiting for you, right here, ever since. You were supposed to stop me. Stop all of this.
Bridget?
Yes. It's me, Sam.
어?
Where's Amelie?
Where she's always been? Nowhere. My daughter, Samantha America Strand, doesn't exist.
Amelie doesn't exist.
뭐야?
Not in your world. I'm sorry, Sam. I've had to wear a mask for so long. Amelie and Bridget are both a part of me.
What's this supposed to mean?
Quiet, and I'll tell you. There is no time for questions. Listen. Just listen.
어?
Do you understand, Sam? Amelie and Bridget. Those are just names. What I am is an extinction entity. So, knowing what you know now, you have two choices.
아이 갑자기 총구를 들이대는데.
You wouldn't come back if it happened here, you know. You'd be straight on to the afterlife. But no. It's not one of them. Killing you would be a terrible mistake. I know that better than anyone. The last stranding has already begun. A seam has formed from my beach and the beaches of every soul in America. And soon it will be inundated by a vast surge of antimatter starting here. In a flash, this world will be no more. Consumed by an explosion. A big bang. So, that brings us to your first choice. Do nothing. Stay here with me. And bear witness to the very end.
Just watch it burn.
Together. With me. Until the last flame winks out. Doesn't sound so bad, does it? It's not like the world has long left anyway. Then there's the second choice. In expanding the network, you brought people and their beaches together, integrating them into a greater whole. Like this Kipu. But in doing so, you also bound them to my beach. The very beach where I opened the gates to the other side. You can't stop what's coming. But if you cut me and my beach loose, perhaps you can stop it from spreading. You might just prevent the last stranding. And mankind will live to die another day.
And it doesn't have to end here.
But it does. The beach is doomed no matter what. One look ought to tell you that. Which is why we must sever our connection.
That'll be it. The end of the Death Stranding.
You can't stop the inevitable. The sixth extinction will happen either today or tomorrow. You can either end it with dignity quick, clean, and in a flash. Or you can struggle in vain, knowing full well what's waiting come the finish. Those are your choices. You kept it all this time. Perhaps you still have a chance to stop this nightmare. You brought the world together. You have the right to decide. Pull the rope or cut the noose. But whatever you do, don't hesitate. I'm ready, Sam Strand. Make your choice.
But wait. I don't know what to do.
Sure you do. After everything, how could you not?
과연 그의 선택은 아니구나, 나의 선택이구나. 꼭 해야 돼. 꼭 그래야만 했니? 이 종말을 끝내기 위해서 꼭 그래야 되니? 마지막 엔딩입니다. 나의 선택은 총을 줬으니까 당연히 뭔다? 쏴야 된다. 뭐야? 왜? 뭐야? 왜? 뭐야, 왜? 못 죽이잖아. 뭔가요? 뭐야? 이게 되네? 뭐야?
I'm here for you. Always.
뭐 총으로 준 게 아니었어? 젠장을?
Like you were for me.
야이씨, 이러면서 아까 총을 계속 쐈잖아. 총을 왜 줘 그러면? 총으로 주기로 한 것도 아니고.
Here. It's a dream catcher. Wear it when you sleep, and I'll keep the nightmares away. I'll always be with you.
마지막은 역시 총으로 주인 게 아니다.
You'll need it to make us whole again. And when the time comes, you'll have to stop me. You are the only one who can. Promise you'll remember. Sam, I'll be waiting for you on the beach.
I remember. You knew. You always knew.
I did and I didn't. I had so many dreams of the future. I didn't know which ones to trust. Which is why I decided to share them with you and the others. But to connect the dots, to make sense of everything, you need perspective. You need time. Time has no meaning to me. I am not a line. I am a single point. Which is why all I could do was just show you the choices and let you decide.
Our nightmares are your dreams.
You found the common thread, the strand that links them together. And you did that the only way possible. To live life one day at a time. Thank you, Sam.
A gun won't help you here. But it still has a role to play.
야, 그러면서 나한테 총을 줬냐?
It was the bonds between people that brought the world together. And if that is what matters most to you, then I will stay here on this beach. And I will shut myself in and the rest of you out.
Shut yourself in, come on.
Once the last stranding starts, it can't be stopped. I can't go with you. All I can do is try to spare you the worst.
Why do you have to stay on the beach?
Sam, I am the beach. And I must stay here and ensure that the extinction happens. Even if it takes tens or hundreds of thousands of years.
Alone?
That's what an EE does. If I had just done my job, none of this would have happened. But I couldn't take it anymore. I got so tired of waiting, and I figured that no one would blame me if I just got it all over with. So, that's what I did.
Sounds like hell.
But you and the others came together, connected. And you may be living on borrowed time, but you still have hope. Before each of the Big Five, life rebelled. They fought back, evolved in order to survive. The extinction isn't just an ending. It's an opportunity. And if I have to pay the price for that, to be the sacrifice, then so be it. Even if we aren't together, we will always be connected. Goodbye, Sam.
결국 저 여자 자체가 이 해변 자체였네. 멸종종이라. 저기서 벗어날 수 없는 존재. 얘 왜 귀신처럼 이래?
A gun won't help you here, but it still has a role to play. Quiet, and I'll tell you. There is no time for questions. When you were young, you used to have bad dreams. You cried about them all the time. The truth is, those weren't your dreams. They were mine. For as long as I can remember, I've dreamt of the beach. Not just while sleeping, in my waking hours too. In my dreams, I watched the world end so many times. Countless past extinctions that decimated life on this planet. Again and again and again. At first, I didn't understand what I was seeing or why. And that wasn't the worst of it. There were other, more terrible dreams. Dreams of death and destruction. a massive extinction to come. Like this one. And I would always be the one to end it all. To bring about the last stranding. As I have today.
얘기를 듣고 잠깐만 그러면 이쪽으로 더 가면 되나? 방금 저기 있었는데 나? 가다 보면 뭐 얘기가 나오겠지? 이쪽이 아니면 다른 쪽일 거고. 이곳이 아니네. 그녀의 해변으로 이동이라. 뭐 여기요? 이번에?
The first operation, I was only 20. I opened my eyes and found myself on the beach. But the moment I came round, I was back in the hospital bed. I was split across two worlds. Bridget, my Ha in that one. Amelie, my Ka in this. Somehow, the two of us managed to coexist. Soon, our ages began to diverge. Only Bridget's body got older, while the beach kept Amelie's the same. So I came up with a story. I told people that Amelie was my daughter. A daughter with a debilitating condition and an absent father. Look. Amelie. Is French for soul. A soul that's a lie. There was no Amelie. Only me and the beach. I thought it was a curse in the beginning. But later, I started thinking, maybe I can use this. I tried to find out more about the beach. Because understanding the beach had to be the key to interpreting my visions of the future. I realized the beach was connected to the world of the dead, which meant that somewhere out beyond it were the memories of time itself, including those of every organism that had ever lived. 4.6 billion years of biological history, a history that might even stretch back to the creation of the universe. The chiral network and everything that followed was born from my pursuit of that knowledge. By passing data through the beach, we were unbound by the restrictions of time. Simulations that would have taken years or more were simple and effortless. Everything that the Earth had lost and forgotten could be reconstructed and reclaimed. But shortly after we began our research, America saw its first void out. I thought I was running out of time, that my nightmares were becoming a reality. So I raced to complete the chiral network as quickly as possible. The past held all the answers. If only I could find a way to piece them together. A network that bridged our world and the beach. That might do it, I believed. So I started researching bridge babies, children bound to the world of the dead. What causes an extinction entity to come into being? What was the reason for the previous 5 mass extinctions? The answers to those questions would tell me how to stop the 6th. I founded bridges, more determined than ever to build a chiral network that would cover all of America. But the longer I fought my war against the inevitable, the weaker I became. My Ha had cancer. The beach's punishment, maybe, for not playing along like a good little EE. And then, just like that, my Ha was gone. I couldn't finish what I'd started. So, I asked you to do it for me. And you did. You helped us complete the network. Helped us to reclaim everything the universe experienced from its inception to this moment. Every mystery was ours to solve. Like this one. Once, there was an explosion. A big bang that gave birth to time and space. Thing is, it was more like a big fluke. All that matter and antimatter should have canceled itself out, leaving nothing. But somehow a tiny speck of matter survived. Just enough. Enough to make this world and everything in it. A world that shouldn't be, a world out of balance. Order inevitably gives way to chaos. Everything that lives must inevitably die. It's like the universe is trying to return us to the nothing we came from. Maybe the Big Five were its best attempts to finish us off. But somehow, life always managed to survive just enough. Enough to thumb its nose at the will of the cosmos. You know, I'm starting to think that extinction might be the key to overcoming total annihilation. It forces life to fight to survive, to endure, to exist. That's why the Big Five ultimately rekindled life instead of extinguishing it. From the ashes of the dead, rise the living. Stronger and wiser. Inheritors of the legacy of existence itself. They defy the universe and refuse to surrender. They say, we're just getting started. Extinction is an opportunity. I pulled the trigger twice that day. I knew at once I'd made a mistake. I found your beach and looked everywhere for you. Sam. There you are.
이게 아까 그 장면이구나.
You want to go home? Let's go home. I wanted to set you free from death once and for all. It's okay. I know the way. But in doing so, I upset the fundamental balance between life and death. I just wanted to save you. I am an extinction. extinction entity. It's my fate to lead our species to extinction. But that moment, you became part of that fate. You became a repatriate, and dooms started spreading my nightmares to others throughout the world. It was me that got you and everyone with dooms into this. Not long after, the Death Stranding occurred. The dead clung to our world, and BTs used my beach to cross over and devour them, triggering more void-outs. A catalyst that would set the world on a path to extinction. It was my duty to serve as a sacrifice, to wait and watch it unfold from this beach. That, or hasten the last stranding and end this slow death. Given these, my only options, I chose to end it quickly. But to trigger the last stranding, I needed you, a part of me. Here too. I would be able to witness extinction consummated with you by my side. But now that you're here, there's another choice. You can cut me off. An EE doesn't have that option for itself. But in my nightmares, I saw another future. One that you chose. One where extinction is hope against total annihilation.
이게 언제쯤 원래 색깔로 돌아올까? 이제 어디로 가야 되냐? 뭐야, 프롤로그 떴다. 아, 이런 식으로 끝나는 거야? 이렇게 완결인 거야? 아이, 마지막이 좀 애매하네? 애매하게 이렇게 끝난다고? 아니지? 아니, 얘기도 다 안 끝나는데. 야, 총 꺼냈다, 이제.
A gun won't help you here. But it still has a role to play.
와, 이래서 그런 거야?